Alright guys, so we still got a 4 way to go, but I quickly have to show you guys this. We just came across a little chameleon next to the road. So I'm going to gently pick him up, if you'll let me. Come. Here we go. There we go. So if you guys look here, this here is a flap-necked chameleon. It's the most common species we get here on Mabula Game Reserve. Now they're quite interesting, and then they're not really like other reptiles. They don't have overlapping scales like other reptiles do. The color in their skin is changed by color pigments underneath the skin that they contract and expand as they change their color. Also, it's due to temperature fluctuation, and then also due to the mood of the animal. You can see this one here is a light green color, a little bit of brown, still a very young chameleon, not fully grown yet, so he's still going to get into his bright green colors. Now they tend to get a bit darker if they get angry with you, and they turn dark. You can hear the zebras, they are not very keen of me standing here. Now also interesting thing about these guys is that they actually lay eggs. But there is a species known as the Jackson's chameleon that actually gives birth to live young. Now these guys can lay eggs anything from 10 to about 40 eggs at a time, with the gestation period, if I'm not mistaken, for about 5 to 6 months, and then the eggs are buried in holes in the ground, and the eggs takes about 10 to 12 months to hatch, and then you'll find a lot of little baby chameleons around the area. Also, being a very slow animal, they need some kind of advantage to catch their prey, so they blend in with the bush, the camouflage, and then they also have a very long tongue which they will launch at the insect, and they've got a sticky part in the front which grabs onto the insect and then pulls back to their mouth when they can eat the insect. Also, their tails, you can see they've got a very curly tail like that. That's how they sit, with their tail curled in normally around branches and trees. The foot structure of a chameleon, you can see that's got a split foot there with toes on either side with very sharp claws, which they use to grab onto branches and trees as they climb around in the trees. Very interesting animal. Also interesting thing about them, the way that the eyes rotate. They can look both back and forwards at the same time. Now a lot of cultures believe that a lot of cultures don't like a chameleon because they say any animal that can look both back and forwards into the future and the past cannot be trusted. They consider the chameleon to be an evil figure, if I can say it like that. But nonetheless, they are quite interesting animals. Very cool to find in the bush. It's hard to find them, but you do eventually, your eye will be in and you can see them around the branches. Give you a close look. There we go. Alright, so we're going to put this guy back in the bush, out of harm's way, so he can go on with his daily business. So we're going to put him in the high tree so he can climb. There you see, now he moves, he sees the tree. There we go. And just like that, they disappear. Cool.